Judge Vanda B. Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1030, Armstrong case.
Thank you. You're welcome. You all may be seated. Okay, Mrs. Armstrong?
Yes, Ms. Judge.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Miss Tally over here, we decided to have a baby together about 3 years ago. And we got a divorce, and now I just need her to pay some child support.
Okay. Well, you guys are going through a divorce, right?
Well, yes, sorry, we're going through a divorce. I wish it was over already. But I have been paying health care for a long time, ever since the baby was born.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
This baby is 2 years old. We've been together for about 3 years, and I just, that's a lot of money.
All right, folks, let's dive into another compelling child support case. Mrs. Armstrong has come forward seeking financial support from her ex-partner, Miss Tally, for their 2-year-old son, Alex. Mrs. Armstrong explains that she's been solely covering the cost of Alex's health insurance and now believes it's time for Miss Tally to contribute financially as well. Miss Tally sees things differently. She's not just focused on money. What she truly wants is more time with her son, not just to be seen as a source of support payments. The judge listens intently, acknowledging the underlying tension between financial responsibility and the desire for meaningful parenting time. With emotions running high on both sides, the stage is set for a serious yet fair discussion.
And I need that money.
Okay, she needs that money. You don't want to pay that money?
No, ma'am. Instead, I want to spend time with this child. She's not allowing me to see my son, Alex, for the last 1.5 years.
Okay.
I mean, I have an amazing 2-year-old son that I'm being denied access to see. And I do not believe that I should be paying child support. Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay. Is there a reason you have not been allowing her to see Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Judge, I feel like time is not money. And,
Well, stop. Hold on. It's not money. But you would agree with me that she is the mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you want for her to deny you access to Alex?
Well, it would be
It's a yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So, you do not have a reason to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now, financially, we'll get to that in a moment. She's not going to have a choice if the child is living with you primarily. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how often do you allow her to see him at all?
No.
Okay. Now that's going to change today. You do not have any authority to do that. You do not have it both ways. You can't say, I want her to pay this money, but at the same time, I don't want her to see our son. It doesn't work like that.
Well, once she starts paying me some money, then she can also start seeing the son.
Well, they don't go together.
Okay.
But the possession to a child has nothing to do with paying child support. You do not decide that. You understand? Yes, ma'am. Okay, because in a different court, you could actually be held in contempt for that if you all had a court order and you were denying her access to.
Armstrong presents her case, stating that she's been the primary caregiver for their son, Alex, and has been paying $111 each month for his health insurance. She's clearly frustrated that Miss Tally hasn't contributed financially and is now asking the court to order child support. However, in a surprising turn, Mrs. Armstrong admits she's been denying Miss Tally access to Alex for the past 1.5 years. The judge takes note of this, recognizing the growing tension between financial obligations and parenting rights. Mrs. Armstrong's emphasis on money, while actively blocking co-parenting, raises serious concerns. The judge doesn't hold back, calling out the imbalance and questioning her true priorities. Now, with the courtroom heating up, Miss Tally is ready to speak her truth and defend her role as a parent. The stage is set for a powerful response.
You'll be able to see your son, but you do understand that you have to pay child support as well.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you do not have any objection to paying child support. Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So it seems like money is what's important to you, not necessarily her having a relationship with the child. That's right, right?
Yes.
And that's sad. And it's very sad that you admitted it. Okay, so you turned in some tax returns up here. I have your gross at $6,000 a year. And how many children? It's just Alex, right?
It's just one. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other children outside of Alex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that brings your net down to $4,789.79 for one child. And then you do have to reimburse her health insurance because she's
Absolutely.
been paying it. You're okay with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you don't really have a choice, so okay. Plus the 111 comes out to $1,069 a month.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am, it's Judge.
Okay. Why do you have this smirk on your face?
Oh, I like those numbers. Judge Rhonda. Judge Rhonda.
Sad. She's not going to have to come back in here and say, you know, she's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
So when she sees the child, do I have to be around?
That's a no, because you're not going to do that, right? You're going to let her see the child?
Do I have to be around her when she comes? She has to come pick the child up, like for a weekend?
Yeah.
Tally steps forward, making it clear that her priority is spending more time with her son, Alex, not just writing a check. She argues that Mrs. Armstrong is using money as a tool to control access to their child, and she's had enough. But the judge quickly steps in, reminding Miss Tally that child support and parenting time are two separate matters in the eyes of the law. At the same time, the judge turns to Mrs. Armstrong with a stern warning. Denying Miss Tally access to Alex could come with serious legal consequences. Miss Tally reiterates that she's more than willing to contribute financially, but she wants to be an involved, present parent, not just a bank account. The courtroom grows tense as both sides wrestle with their emotions, struggling to find common ground in the best interest of their child.
You guys have a child, so you should be able to be cordial with each other to some extent. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but
It has
you
to
do
be
need
able
to
to
let her
benefit the
see.
child.
Huh?
It has to be able to benefit the child. I mean, you have to look at Alex's best interest in his life. He needs both of his moms. As like, you can't just deny one.
What's the
I agree
least
with that.
of amount of time that I can let her spend with my child?
You know what? We're not going to go there. You're going to let her see him, and that's the end of it. You have your money, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. So do you have any other questions? All right. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
The judge takes a moment to reflect on the legal principles at play. In Texas, she explains, child support and parenting time are two separate issues, and one cannot be used to leverage the other. Denying a parent access to their child isn't just unfair, it can carry serious legal consequences. She emphasizes the importance of co-parenting and keeping the child's well-being at the center of every decision. Court orders, she reminds everyone, are not optional. When parents dodge their responsibilities, whether financial or emotional, it's the children who suffer the most. As the episode wraps up, the judge delivers a powerful call to action. If you know someone facing a similar situation, encourage them to speak up and share their story. These children are growing up in the world of child support court, and every ruling shapes their future. With a mix of tough love and firm accountability, the judge leaves parents with one final reminder: put your children first, always.